I felt like I was done, like I was well cooked. It was only Korean time that was just remaining for me to be well spiced. Like I was cooked. I sat on hot water for so long. I was cooked, guys. Like it wasn't fun. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. And for those of you that haven't subscribed, please click on that subscribe button. It's free, okay? And for my returning subscribers, thank you very much for coming back. You guys know I love you already. And my name is Olabisi, and welcome to Tiana's World. Hello again. On this channel, I get to talk about motherhood, family, lifestyle, relationship, and marriage. If that's something you're interested in, you should definitely subscribe and click on that notification bell so that you will know every time I post a video. Okay? All right. So today, I'm going to be talking about my postpartum experience for my two babies. If you guys have been following my channel, you guys will know that I actually have two babies under 2 years. My first baby Camille is 19 months, while baby Carla, the second baby, is 6 months now, thank God. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys the details of my postpartum experience with both of them. Anyone that happened to be the same, I will just say it and go straight to the point. And anyone that happened to be different for both of them, I will also mention that as well. Okay, so this video is going to be very interesting at the same time as educative as much as possible, so you don't want to click out. Don't even click out, okay? All right, so I'm going to start by talking about the fact that when I had my first baby, I feel like the best gift you can give another mother is actually being truthful about your motherhood experience, because it makes them to know and to prepare. And like, not every experience, whatever they go through, has to be new, because they have someone that is going through that wherever, somewhere, in a place that is even far away or whatever. So this is my point of actually reaching out to people to actually know that it is okay to go through some things as a mother or postpartum, okay? So I'm going to be starting with the fact that after having my baby, I felt like, oh, the pregnancy is the longest whatever I have to go through. So now I've given birth, I will just be chilling and be cruising. But guys, I felt like the reality was just about to start, okay? All right, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is the fact that after I had my first baby, guys, I literally bled for 2 months. Like, I was seeing my period for 2 months. I bled for 2 months, basically 2 months. Like, I'm like, it was exhausting. I was so tired. I was like, when will this be over? Like, when can I stop wearing this sanitary pad every day? Like, it was so stressful every day for 2 months. That's 8 good weeks. I didn't plan for this. I didn't expect it to be this long. I got tired, but I had to continue like that till it ended after 2 months. That was my first baby, and it wasn't so fun. In fact, it made me remember that story of the Bible where the woman with the issue of blood that bled for 12 years and she got healed by God. And I'm like, how did this woman cope? Like, my 2 months it felt like 2 years. Like, how did she cope? Thank God. Like, it wasn't fun. And for my second baby, I had a different experience. So because I bled for 2 months for my first baby, in my head, I really said that, oh, I'm ready for this. I went to go. In fact, at supermarket, I'm very sure people were looking at me. I was just packing sanitary pad. I was packing and packing. I was just throwing inside the cart anyhow. Like, I packed a lot that day, and because I already had it in mind that I was going to actually bleed for 2 months as usual, okay? But fortunately, I bled for 2 weeks thereabout. Like, my active bleeding was for 2 weeks, and the remaining 1 week, which was the third week, was just like faint, and it stopped at the end of 3 weeks. And I'm like, yo, like, why can't this happen the first time? Like, and I was not looking at my sanitary pad. I went to go and pack. I'm like, so what will I do with all this? Like, this was going to last me for 1 year, right? Eventually, like, it was different for the second one. I bled for just 3 weeks for the second one, while for my first baby, I bled for 2 months. So the difference was so huge, right? So that was the first thing I'm going to be talking about for postpartum. Second thing I will also mention is the fact that for my first baby, I had a major tear. Like, a major tear. It was almost like, when you have a rag and you just tear like, frah. That was my situation down there. Down there. Like, I'm like, I didn't want to look at what's happening that side. Like I wasn't interested. It wasn't like fun at all. Like I had a major tear, and because of that I had to be sutured and all that. So after that, because of the whole suturing and everything, so I had to do sit bath. Woo! That's an episode I never liked at all. Like it wasn't fun for me. Because like sitting on that hot water, warm water wasn't, I didn't like it. Like before I could even do it, I'll have to be thinking about it. That, oh, I still have to do like 15 minutes of sitting on hot water. Hey God, like I kept thinking about that every day for the period of time I had to do it, and I did it for so long. I did it for weeks. I did for weeks to the extent that I felt like I was done. Like I was well cooked. It was only Korean time that was just remaining for me to be well spiced. Like I was cooked. I sat on hot water for so long. I was cooked, guys. Like it wasn't fun, and I'm like, this is not a fun thing. Like after this, we have to still go through all of this. That was something I had to deal with for like some weeks as well, and I didn't like it. Which takes me to the next point. Just because of the fact that I also had tear as well, I had issue with going to go, as in use the toilet, like going to poop or pee. It wasn't a thing for me. Like I wasn't just in the mood. Every time I have the urge to, do you know that you guys, I will have to be holding it back. Like I don't want to go and sit down. Like because to sit down on the toilet seat to actually poop, yeah, or to pee was a procedure. It required a special technique. I had to, just like I was doing another surgery. Like I have to think and analyze the angle I used to sit down on the toilet seat, so that in fact, seriously, that wasn't fun. Like I have to think about it because I'm scared that I'll feel a lot of pain and all that. So the good side about that for me was the fact that my poop wasn't actually hard at any point. I didn't constipate. My poop wasn't watery, but it wasn't hard. It was just normal, okay? So, and that was because I was taking lots of water and lots of fruits, because I didn't want to experience having a feeling like I want to give birth again just because I want to poo. Like, no, I wasn't interested. So I was taking lots of fruits, and that helped with me not experiencing that. But for my second baby, I was so lucky for the fact that I didn't have any tear. Like, if at all I did, maybe very little, like I didn't have any tear at all. It was just so easy, and I didn't have to do sit bath for so long as well. In fact, I did sit bath so that it not just look like I did not do it. Like, let me just try to do it, like, so it not just look like I did not do it. Doesn't even make any sense. So I did it for like just, I think, few days. It was less than a week basically, and I just stopped. I think another thing that made that aspect somehow for me is because I'm not really a fan of hot water, because I went to a boarding school, and my boarding school, even Harmattan, when the weather is actually cold, I still use cold water to have my bath. So I got used to that. So me using hot water to like do sit bath, or to like, I wasn't used to it. Like I'm the kind of person that would rather go for cold water than using hot water to have my bath. Now for some people, like for instance my husband, he can use very hot water, very hot water to have his bath. The hot water he can tolerate to bathe, I can't even tolerate for anything, like not even for sit baths. So like I feel like that even further made it worse for me, because I'm not really like the hot water kind of person, okay? And another thing I'll be talking about as well is the breastfeeding aspect of it, okay? Oh, guys, breastfeeding is another painful aspect of postpartum, okay? After having your baby, I could remember how big my breast was. It was so big and engorged. It was so hard. It was as if, you know, cement, when they pour cold water, when cement is wet, it gets very hard. Or I don't even know, a bag of rice. I don't know. It was just so hard. And because my baby wasn't sucking was not sucking it enough, it wasn't, the breast milk wasn't coming out, okay? So I was just like, I was carrying like 2 big mighty bags of cement in front of me, and I was looking for someone to just help me to offload it, and my baby was just pampering it. I was doing like, oh God, can you just open your mouth and suck this thing well and remove this milk? Like, it was so uncomfortable. It wasn't like a comfortable experience at all. And the other part is the fact that even the sucking process as well is not comfortable. It's very uncomfortable, because it's like breast milk has never come out of the breast, and you want to suck it out. So it's like you're trying to open something like this. You're trying to like force it to open. As you're forcing it to open by sucking, then you're feeling that discomfort. Like it's like they're tearing something apart inside the, like you feel like they're tearing something apart inside it, and you cannot even explain how it feels. Basically, that was it. That's the best way I can explain it. But that feeling was there as well till when my breast milk started flowing more. As I was flowing better, then that feeling reduced, and I think now got comfortable with time. Okay, but for my second baby, my breast milk didn't take so long to come out. I didn't have that engorged feeling for so long. It was also for a short period of time. But for my first baby, I had that for like a week or thereabout. It wasn't just a good experience, really. My second baby was a little bit lenient. It wasn't so bad. Then this takes me to another point, which is contraction. I thought to myself that, hey, this contraction I was feeling in labor was just the end of it. Though. Like after this baby has come, I don't have to go through this contraction pain anymore. I lie. For my first baby, I never had any contraction after having my baby. I didn't go through that contraction pain after having my baby. Okay, but for my second baby in Kala, it was different. I know that I would just be going and I would just feel that contraction pain as if I was in labor, and I'm like, yo, is it possible that they made mistake with the scan? Maybe I'm having twins and I wasn't even aware, and I'm about to give birth to the second baby. The pain was that intense. I have to stop whatever I was doing at that moment to concentrate on that pain. And I'm like, okay, remove. Then I can now move on and do whatever I'm doing. And I also realized that with breastfeeding, the pain got intense. Like the contraction pain gets more painful every time I have to breastfeed my baby, Kala. And then I had to go through that for some weeks before the contraction pain eventually ended. So for me, that pain was different. I didn't have that at all for my first baby. For my second baby, it was a new experience for me, and it wasn't fun. It was really, really painful. Okay, that was something else I went through for postpartum for my second baby, which I didn't for my first baby. Can you imagine? When you tell you that babies are actually different, I think with my two experience within these 2 years, less than 2 years, of my two babies, made me realize that actually what you feel for the first one doesn't mean that you have to feel it for the second baby or third baby. Each baby have their significant differences and similarities. Does that make sense? Okay, so the next one is going to be postpartum depression, postpartum blues. Guys, it is real. I cannot overemphasize this, okay? I could remember I was almost having that when I had my first baby, and I felt like that happened because I felt like I have a whole human being depending on me, and I can't do anything about it. So at some point I got overwhelmed because the baby was crying. I was the only one. My mom couldn't come after 1 week of having my baby, so I was with my baby for 1 week, okay? And I had to do everything for my baby, and my husband was going to work at that point, so it was going to work and comes back in the evening, so I have to be with the baby alone from morning to evening till my husband comes back, and I'm exhausted. So you see, at some point I get frustrated. My baby won't sleep, and I'm so tired. I want to sleep, I can't even sleep. So my point is that the whole stress of, I don't know, I think it was a mental stress and nobody being around made me start feeling so depressed and so down. Like I didn't have control of my life anymore. I felt like that baby just took over everything from me. It's a thing of joy to have a baby, but at the same time, I feel like you have to be also prepared psychologically for the arrival of a baby, because it takes a lot for you to to raise a child, like to have a baby completely dependent on you, and you have to sacrifice everything for this baby. So I was almost getting into depression and all that, but I realized that the important part of it is having a good support system around you. Thank God I have a husband that was able to also help me as well. And at the same time, my mom came around and she was very, very supportive and was there for me, talking to me. Like she just took the whole stress away, basically. And that really made me feel much better. And I was much happy because I have my mom around as well. So that really helped me to snap out of it, you know. And at the same time, I felt like it was also me on my own, telling myself that this is my responsibility. I brought this baby here, so I have to figure out how to take care of this baby, whether I like it or not. So you know what? Snap out of that depression. But the truth be told is that it actually gets serious more than that for some people. Some people have to even go for psychiatric evaluation to get better. So my point is that we need more support system around you after having a baby, so to be able to deal with the new change of raising a whole human being. Okay, and that point I'm going to be talking about is sleep deprivation. Guys, I think I've gotten to the extent where I can't even sleep for long anymore. Like, I have to wake up at, like, even before my baby wakes up, I'm already awake. I wake up at very close interval now because I'm already used to not sleeping, basically. So what happened is, like, my baby, with colic and all that, my baby wasn't sleeping, and that sleep pattern was also different as well. So they told that, oh, do what you have to do when the baby is sleeping, and do sleep when the baby is sleeping as well, not when the baby is going through discomfort or pain. You can't sleep. So basically, I wasn't sleeping at night. You know, for I feel like for adults, it's normal for you to sleep at night, and that's when the baby is most majorly awake. So for the fact that baby is awake at night, you have to be awake as well. So you realize that you're not even getting enough sleep. So during the day when you're supposed to be sleeping, you just get small sleep during the day. So before you know it, you're stressed out, you're tired, you're frustrated, and you're exhausted. Like, all the emotions just come into play, basically. But the fact is that when you're aware, you just make you get prepared that, okay, I know that I won't be getting enough sleep as I'm having a new baby, and it just makes you get prepared about it. Like, just that preparation goes a long way. Or like when it just comes to you, boom, and you're like, oh, I never knew this. I never knew this was supposed to happen. Okay, so sleep deprivations and that thing you have to be prepared for. So that was the major thing for me as well, because I had to deal with not sleeping, not getting, like, I had to get used to not sleeping at night. Yeah, that's it. That's the right word. Yeah, I think I got it now. Okay, next and the final one I will be talking about is, as Africans, yeah, we believe that you're supposed to do this hot massage on your stomach after having a baby. So before my mom came, she already told me that, oh, I should do hot water massage and put it on the towel and massage my stomach to make the dirty blood come out and all that. Guys, I told you guys I'm not really a fan of hot water. So you see me in a very warm, the lowest warm water, I'll just pamper my stomach, like I'm petting my stomach, and that's it. Till my mom came. The water she used will be hot, that like to squeeze it out, she has to, like, you know, like, no, she can't even hold it for so long. Like, that's my level of hot. Like, she will put it on my stomach, and you see me shout like, hey, yeah, hey, hey. Like, it was too hot for me. And that's something that left me, I felt like, what's even the reason for doing all this? The blood will surely come out by itself and all that, but I feel like it's beginning to be like a normal thing they do in Africa here, where you have to, like, use hot water to massage your stomach. They believe that it's going to bring out the dirty blood or whatever thing that is remaining there is not meant to be there. It's just going to help you to come out and also reduce your stomach as well. Anyways, I didn't like that as well for me. It's part of one thing I had to do for postpartum, like the whole massaging my stomach with hot water. I didn't like it, but I had to do it. Okay, so those were the things that I went through for postpartum for my 2 babies. Please come to the comment section to share your own experience as well. You're helping other people, so you just don't know how far your comment might go. So let me know whatever you went through. If you went through the same thing I went through for my babies, or if yours was different, come to the comment section and let me know. Please don't forget to subscribe again, like and share, and see you guys in my next video. God bless your home and God bless you all. Bye.